Hi, I'm Joe. I'm a photographer based out of Portland, Oregon, and this is part 3 of our South American cruise with Norwegian Cruise Lines. Quick recap for anybody who's just tuning in. We started in Portland, flew to New Orleans, and then we spent 2 nights on Bourbon Street, had a blast, and then we departed from the port of New Orleans and we went to Cozumel in Mexico, which wasn't super great. And then we went to Belize, which was a blast, and Honduras, which was a blast. And now we find ourselves here in Cozumel, Mexico. And I'd be lying if I said this wasn't my favorite part of the trip. It was so much fun. We were just walking around the shops, and then we decided, hey, let's take a cab to the beach. And it's just this little hideaway beach right next to an abandoned hotel. And the hotel really was old and abandoned. Just a heads up though, when it comes to Bacanos, you actually do have to pay a $20 cover fee to get in. The bright side to that is that you get to use that $20 to any purchases that you make while you're there. So if you buy $25 worth of food and drink, boom, you already covered your 20 bucks and you only owe $5, plus tip of course. But then we started walking around and it got creepy because we were like, okay, well let's like see what the hotel has. And we did, and we walked in and it was just like dark, like it was like abandoned, like it was super creepy. And I don't know if we were really supposed to be back there or not, I don't know, but it was very weird. And so I was just like, hey, let's get out of here. I'm getting a little sketched out. I feel like this place is haunted. I don't know. And Maggie's a huge fan of mojitos, so of course we had to stop at what is called the best mojito bar in the world or something like that. And she was just so excited about it. And ultimately she didn't actually like the mojito, but my gosh, watch this guy work. It looks really good. And at that point, we're kind of like tired, you know, like, I mean, when you leave for that long and you're doing that many things every day, you just get tired. And I think that was the 7th day or so, 6th or 7th day. So it was a long time, a lot of activity. I mean, we were walking like 15 to 20,000 steps a day, and it was so fun, but exhausting. Anyway, so we get back to Louisiana, and in New Orleans, alligators and swamps are a big thing, right? So of course we had to do a swamp tour. We saw like 4 alligators. It was nuts. And it was just really crazy because this tour guide was like, you guys aren't going to see anything. It's November. There's like no alligators. this one really weird part where he just like whipped out an alligator. I don't know where he got his little baby thing, like, but he just had it, and he just like passed it around to like 20 strangers on the boat. And honestly, I'd super recommend this tour. Like, it was a complete blast, and it was like definitely something I'd never seen before, and one of those tours that you can only do in swamplands, and it was very neat. I would super recommend that. And that pretty much wrapped up our trip. I didn't really film the ride home just because, you know, we're tired. We had this huge long vacation, which like, woe is me, right? But, you know, I didn't really want to film the trip back just because it's a lot of the same old stuff that we saw in part 1. And I can honestly say, though, if you're thinking about checking out New Orleans, swamp tours, 10 out of 10, I'd recommend it. If you're thinking about going to South America and exploring, definitely do your research. Think about what you're going to do your research beforehand, make sure it's safe or that you feel comfortable in that area, because honestly, there is a little bit of sketchiness that goes on in certain areas. But just the same as, you know, here in Portland or any other city in the US, where there's certain areas that, yeah, you should be cautious. Anyways, it was just such a blast. I was really thankful to Maggie and her family for bringing me along on this trip. It was honestly a lot of fun. And that's our trip.